Welcome to Rubber Duck Off-Road Garage. My name is Grant. Today we're going to be working on the CJK7 project again. So I finally got my long-awaited part in that I've been waiting for. It's kind of funny, it's just a body mount for the grill. So this grill mounts right in the middle is where the body mount goes. And then the rest of it gets mounted to like the fenders. And then there's the two rods that go from here to the tub that help hold it all in place. And my goal today is I'm going to take the fenders off and I'm going to start getting ready to mount the grill where I want the grill. And then once I get the grill mounted, I can put the fenders back on, or if I decide to do something different with my fenders. But my main goal is to basically get the grill mounted and then take the hood or the bars that go from here to here, because that's the right spacing. These little bars here, they basically go like that. And then your hood, of course, would go over the top of them. Once I get that spacing out and get the grill adjusted to the right height that I want, then everything else kind of goes from there, because that way I will know where I have to mount the tub to match the tub up with the grill, to make sure that when the hood is on, that it'll clear everything for the Hemi. You know, maybe might have to bend my transmission dipstick tube down a little bit, just little things, you know, making sure everything will fit. I'll have to move this is for my hydraulic assist steering and the power steering basically. So it's just get rid of all these extra brake lines, because I'm no longer going to need all those brake lines, because of course the JK had ABS and the CJ doesn't. So we'll just have to get rid of some of those extra brake lines, make new brake lines for certain spots and stuff like that. So let's get to getting these fenders off and we'll go from there. These fenders are not too bad to get off because they're not all the way hooked up anymore, but still kind of a pain in the butt. But not as much now that everything is out of the tub. Let's grab some tools here. Turn the music back on. Okay, so a little bit of trouble, but all taken care of. I got the 2 bars in that I'm going to use. Now I'm going to cut a piece of plate from the sheet here to mount from like probably about here to here, about 12 inches long, we'll say, and about 5 inches wide. And that's what we'll weld on to mount, to drill the holes for the grill to mount to. So I got to get the plasma cutter out, turn the air compressor on and all that. So I will get to that. Once it's all pretty much finished, then I'll go through and clean it all up and paint it. I'll pull the bumper off so that I can get in there really good. It's going to be, the grill's going to be about 3 inches from this line right here back, which will give me enough room for my radiator and all that. And I'm going to notch the grill so that it'll sit down inside the frame rail a little bit, because I want to try to lower everything in it a little bit. I don't want the tub sitting so high up in the air that it looks funky. You can see right now it's pretty low. It'll probably be a hair higher than that, but I'm going to have to cut the front to fit around the frame rail in the front there, if that's where the tub's going to be. So we'll get to this. I'll get the plasma cutter fired up and get that piece cut, and then I'll get you back into it. All right, folks, picking back up where we left off. I got the plasma cutter hooked up, cut steel, made fire, got plate, clean plate up a little bit, clean this up. I'm going to tack it in now. And then that might be it for the day. I don't know. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought. I mean, this project's going to take a while anyway, because it's not something that just happens overnight. I wish it did, but that's not how it works, because parts are hard to get right now. Steel is crazy expensive right now. And luckily enough, I have quite a bit, but I still need to figure out what I'm going to do with the floorboards in this. I know that I'm going to do framing with 1x1 square tube that I have, but just the other stuff. And then it's, you know, the little things here and there. But once we get the grill mounted down where I want it, we should be good to go from that point, because that'll make everything else start falling in, hopefully easier. But then again, I probably just jinxed myself, so we'll see. So I'm going to tack this in and we'll see what happens. Okay, that was easy enough on that. It's tacked in. So now I'm gonna have to get center so I can drill the hole for the bushing. That's gonna be challenging. Not super challenging, but challenging, because I don't know. I probably should have, no, that wouldn't have worked. I was gonna say I could have mounted that plate to the grill first and then put the grill down in there, but I still have to cut the grill and get it all to where I want it anyway, so that wouldn't have worked. So maybe I'll work on that next time, is in cutting the grill to get it to fit down in there, because it's not gonna fit down in there perfect. So here, I'll pick it up. I gotta close the door here. The kids are out running around making noise. Kids got some friends over and they're playing on the zip line. So they're hooting and hollering out there. All right, so take the grill. Oh, it's heavy. I'll put it up here. So as of right now, it sits on that plate, which is kind of nice. I mean, that might help me to find center there, but it's gonna sit somewhere in that area right there. But I gotta notch the sides on each side so it'll fit down into the frame rail a little bit, because I want, like I said earlier, I want it to sit down a bit. Not too much, because if I go too far, my hood won't fit right with the Hemi engine in here. Because if you look right now, with it sitting up high, it's already right there, but the hood, luckily enough, rises up a little bit. So, I mean, it comes down right to here, but it's gonna be close. So, what I should do is just throw the hood on there and see what it looks like. Maybe we'll do that. No, we're not gonna do that right now. We're gonna, I don't know. But that's the game plan. Get the grill notched a little bit. Once that's all mounted though, then I can start working on everything else. Radiator's gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to build a core support to hold the radiator, because the CJ radiator bolts to the grill. My aftermarket radiator for the Hemi motor doesn't. And I've already cut the grill kind of to fit the radiator. I did that a while back, so I'm hoping that that'll still work and it'll fit. I want it to fit right up to here in this little area here, so that I have plenty of room to run a really thin electric fan. And that way I can kind of keep the hood latch and most of the grill intact. So I'll have to build some kind of core support to hold the radiator. No biggie. I have some tubing that I started doing that with before, so I may just continue on with that. We'll see. But for now, I think that'll be it for today. We got that bracket in. It's taking a while. I know this, I've said this, I'll say it again. It's not an easy project, but when it's done, hopefully it pays off and looks awesome. Thanks for watching.